We're back here with Matthew Gordon and Whitney Kiser from the Bridgewater tennis team. Could you each tell us, just to start out, what were some of the biggest reasons you came to Bridgewater, both, in terms of being recruited as a student athlete, but also, the academic side and campus at large?
So I really like the small classrooms that D3 school offers, and it's only 10 minutes away from my house, so I'm actually a commuter, and that's really convenient.
So I went to a smaller high school with smaller class sizes, and I really felt like that was very beneficial in my academic success. And so seeing how smaller class sizes are here and meeting some of the professors, I really thought that was going to be good for me.
We'll talk a little bit about the tennis season just now getting started. I know y'all had a little bit of the fall season, now moving into the spring. Talk a little bit about kind of what y'all are seeing from the team and what we're going to see heading into ODAC play.
Okay, so we have 3 freshmen, so we're a younger team, but in spring break we went 3-1, which was really good, and we had a really good match yesterday. So I think it's going to be a positive season, even though we're rebuilding.
We're also rebuilding. I think we only have 2 returning players on the ladder. So this past spring break, we didn't do as well as we liked, but we played a lot of close matches, and I think going into ODAC play, we can do pretty well this year.
Talk a little bit about the competition in the ODAC. The tennis teams have traditionally been in the playoffs, been pushing for top 4 spots, but there's some really good squads on both sides. Just talk about competing in a really tough conference like that.
So for us, it's kind of, you don't know what you're going to expect each match. Every year, some people just don't come back from each team. But we were polled like 7th. I think we should get up into 4 or 5. Much better than we were polled.
Yeah, our preseason poll put us at 5, and of course there's also like Washington and Lee and Hampton-Sydney up top. They usually do pretty well. I think that since we have such a young team, it's going to be different this year. I think we can definitely get up there, though.
And we talk a lot about the athlete side, but there's also that student side that comes into play. Talk about just what it's like to be a student athlete, how you're able to successfully manage the classroom work, being great tennis players, and as well as managing schoolwork that comes with it, and then kind of social life, and just kind of relax and make sure that you're still enjoying college.
A lot of it is just time management, like just thinking about things long before they're due, because the night of doesn't really work all the time. So you just, like yesterday we had a match and then get back till 9 o'clock, so just doing homework before the night before.
Yeah, definitely time management is a big part, but I also think accountability plays definitely a big role in my scheduling, I guess, because if I don't get this done, I can't play for the team, and then that hurts the team as a whole. And just if anybody couldn't do it, I guess.
What are you each majoring in? Do you have any extracurricular pursuits outside of playing tennis?
Okay, so I'm a sociology major, and I also have a part-time job, so that pretty much takes up all my time other than tennis.
I'm an applied physics major. So.
So as we kind of plan on moving forward, what's the outlook of when you're officially done with college and you're looking back? What's the one thing you want to make sure you leave behind with the tennis program? Make sure it's pointed in the right direction, and make sure it's continued trending forward.
I think my biggest contribution is just the mental part of the game. Just understanding that there are some things in tennis that you can control, and you need to focus on controlling those. So there's a lot of things like the spectators or whatever that are just going to get in your head, and you just got to try to stop that.
I guess just after I leave as a senior, just making sure that the freshmen and the underclassmen have a good understanding of what they need to do and how to become a good leader like the seniors should always be.
And for you each personally, what's next after Bridgewater, career goal-wise? Sort of where are you in that process?
I'm not completely sure. I thought about going to law school for a little bit, but I'm kind of just stuck at this point. I'm not sure.
I'm not that sure either. I might go to grad school for engineering or something like that, or who knows.
Right, well, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk a little bit about day giving and just kind of talking about the fundraising aspect of for tennis and kind of how much does it mean to be able to have people donate to athletics and donate to the tennis program and make sure that y'all are top notch when it comes to equipment and resources and facilities and whatnot?
Yeah, so for us it really matters, just supporting our spring break trip that we're lucky enough to go on every year, and then we got new windscreens that help us out during the match, and then obviously the nets break down, being outside all the time, so it really does help our tennis team a lot.
Yeah, at the college level, we're really running through tennis balls, and they get flat pretty quickly, so being able to just keep producing and supplying tennis balls is really big.
Yeah, I don't know if it went in before you both got here. I remember when they painted the court kind of a gold with crimson lines. That was a really nice touch. I thought that really makes it look cool for your matches. But anyway, thank you both of you for taking the time. Good luck with the spring season and into the ODAC playoffs.